Question 1. A project manager is leading a software development project using an Agile approach. The stakeholders are concerned about the progress and visibility of features being delivered. Which of the following is the most effective approach to address their concerns regarding delivery performance? A. Providing stakeholders with detailed Gantt charts outlining future sprints. B. Increasing the frequency of daily stand-up meetings to include all stakeholders. C. Conducting regular, frequent product demonstrations and soliciting feedback on delivered increments. D. Creating comprehensive status reports that include earned value metrics for each feature. Answer: C. Conducting regular, frequent product demonstrations and soliciting feedback on delivered increments. For Agile projects, conducting regular product demonstrations is the most effective way to provide visibility into delivered features and address stakeholder concerns about progress and value. These frequent demonstrations allow stakeholders to inspect the working software increment, provide immediate feedback, and ensure the project remains aligned with their evolving needs. This approach embodies the Agile principle of delivering working software frequently, which enhances transparency and builds trust. Always prioritize active stakeholder engagement and feedback loops to ensure value delivery in Agile environments. Question 2. A project is halfway complete, and the latest Earned Value Management (EVM) analysis indicates a Cost Performance Index (CPI) of 0.85 and a Schedule Performance Index (SPI) of 1.15. What do these metrics suggest about the project's delivery performance? A. The project is over budget and behind schedule. B. The project is under budget and ahead of schedule. C. The project is over budget and ahead of schedule. D. The project is under budget and behind schedule. Answer: C. The project is over budget and ahead of schedule. The Cost Performance Index, CPI, indicates the cost efficiency of the work completed. A CPI of 0.85, less than 1, means the project is getting only 85 cents of value for every dollar spent, indicating it is over budget. The Schedule Performance Index, SPI, measures schedule efficiency. An SPI of 1.15, greater than 1, means the project is progressing at 115% of the planned rate, indicating it is ahead of schedule. Understanding these key performance indicators allows project managers to assess the project's financial and temporal health, guiding necessary corrective actions. Remember, CPI and SPI values below 1 are generally undesirable, while values above 1 are favorable. Question 3. During an Agile sprint, the team completes all planned user stories, but the product owner refuses to accept several of them, stating they do not meet the expected functionality. What is the most likely reason for this situation, indicating a gap in delivery performance? A. The team overcommitted to the sprint backlog. B. The definition of done, DOD, was not clearly established or followed. C. The Scrum Master failed to remove impediments effectively. D. The product owner changed requirements mid-sprint. Answer: B. The definition of done, DOD, was not clearly established or followed. If a product owner rejects completed user stories, it most frequently points to issues with the definition of done, DOD, or the acceptance criteria. The DOD is a shared understanding of what it means for work to be complete, ensuring quality and readiness for delivery. If the work met the team's internal sense of done, but not the product owner's expectations, it implies a disconnect in this critical agreement. Establishing a clear, agreed-upon DOD from the outset and rigorously adhering to it helps prevent rework and ensures delivered increments truly provide value. Always ensure your team and stakeholders share a common understanding of what done truly means. Question 4. A predictive project is nearing its planned completion, but the project manager identifies that a crucial deliverable, which was formally accepted by the customer, has a minor defect. The defect does not impact the core functionality but could cause inconvenience. What should the project manager do primarily? A. Ignore the defect as the deliverable was already formally accepted. B. Initiate a change request to fix the defect before project closure. C. Inform the customer about the defect and propose a post-project maintenance fix. D. Document the defect as a lesson learned and close the project. Answer: C. Inform the customer about the defect and propose a post-project maintenance fix. Even if a deliverable is formally accepted, discovering a defect, even a minor one, necessitates transparent communication with the customer. The most ethical and pragmatic approach is to inform the customer about the defect and discuss potential solutions, such as fixing it as part of post-project maintenance or a follow-on phase. Initiating a change request for a minor defect on an already accepted deliverable, especially at project end, might be disproportionate and could delay closure unnecessarily. Maintaining open communication and addressing issues, even small ones, builds trust and ensures long-term customer satisfaction. Always prioritize transparency and customer satisfaction, even when issues arise late in the project lifecycle. Question 5. A project team is struggling with frequent rework and integration issues, leading to delays in delivering completed increments. Which quality-related activity, central to effective delivery, should the project manager emphasize to improve this situation? A. Conduct more frequent quality audits. B. Implement continuous integration and automated testing. C. Increase the number of quality control inspections. D. Focus on stakeholder satisfaction surveys. Answer: B. Implement continuous integration and automated testing. Frequent rework and integration issues in delivery often stem from delays in detecting defects and integrating disparate code or components. Implementing continuous integration, CI, and automated testing allows for early and frequent detection of integration problems and defects, which significantly reduces rework and improves overall delivery efficiency. While quality audits and inspections are valuable, CI and automated testing are proactive measures that embed quality directly into the development process, aligning with modern Agile delivery practices. Focusing on preventative measures and immediate feedback loops is key to improving delivery quality and speed. Question 6. A project manager is asked by the sponsor to prioritize features that will provide the earliest business value to the customer, even if they don't represent a complete solution. Which Agile concept is being emphasized here for delivery? A. Continuous improvement. B. Minimum viable product, MVP. C. Self-organizing teams. D. Retrospective meetings. Answer: B. Minimum viable product, MVP. The scenario describes prioritizing features that offer early business value, even if not fully comprehensive, which is the core principle behind a minimum viable product, MVP. An MVP is the smallest set of features that can be delivered to a customer to obtain validated learning about a product or service. This approach allows for early delivery of value, gathers critical feedback quickly, and enables adaptive planning for future iterations based on real-world usage. Delivering MVPs is crucial for validating assumptions and optimizing delivery to meet evolving market needs effectively. Question 7. A project team is developing a new mobile application. During a sprint review, stakeholders expressed dissatisfaction with the user interface, even though it met all documented requirements. What action should the project manager take to ensure future deliveries better align with stakeholder expectations? A. Reiterate that all documented requirements were met. B. Analyze the difference between explicit requirements and implied expectations. C. Freeze the scope to prevent further changes. D. Reassign team members responsible for UI development. Answer: B. Analyze the difference between explicit requirements and implied expectations. When stakeholders are dissatisfied despite documented requirements being met, it often indicates a gap between explicit, written requirements and implicit, unstated expectations. The project manager should analyze this gap by engaging with stakeholders to understand their underlying needs and perceptions of value, refining future requirements to be more comprehensive and reflective of desired outcomes. This adaptive approach is crucial for effective delivery, ensuring that what is built truly satisfies the customer, even if it means uncovering new or revised acceptance criteria. Always seek to understand the why behind stakeholder feedback, not just the what. Question 8. In an Agile project, the team regularly delivers working software increments. However, the release to production is often delayed due to extensive manual testing and complex deployment procedures. What is the most effective approach to improve the efficiency and speed of getting delivered value into the hands of users? A. Increase the size of the development team to speed up coding. B. Implement a robust change control board for all deployments. C. Invest in automation for testing and deployment, CI/CD pipelines. D. Reduce the scope of each increment to minimize testing effort. Answer: C. Invest in automation for testing and deployment, CI/CD pipelines. Delays in getting working software to users after it's developed often point to bottlenecks in the release pipeline, such as manual testing and complex deployments. Investing in automation through continuous integration/continuous delivery, CI/CD, pipeline significantly streamlines these processes, allowing for more frequent, reliable, and faster releases. While reducing scope can help with individual increments, it doesn't solve the underlying efficiency issue of the release process. Automating these crucial steps ensures that the value created by the development team can be delivered rapidly and consistently. Emphasizing flow and eliminating manual bottlenecks is key to optimizing delivery speed and efficiency. Question 9. A project manager is reviewing the project schedule and identifies a critical path activity that is expected to finish later than planned, potentially delaying the final project delivery. What is the most appropriate initial action in response to this forecast? A. Inform the sponsor immediately about the delay and wait for instructions. B. Update the project baseline to reflect the new expected completion date. C. Analyze the root cause of the delay and explore options for schedule compression. D. Accelerate all subsequent activities to compensate for the delay. Answer: C. Analyze the root cause of the delay and explore options for schedule compression. When a critical path activity shows a potential delay, the most appropriate initial action is to analyze the root cause of the delay to understand why it's occurring. Concurrently, the project manager should explore schedule compression techniques, such as crashing or fast-tracking, to mitigate the impact on the overall project delivery date. Simply updating the baseline without analysis is reactive, and informing the sponsor without a proposed solution is premature. Proactively identifying and addressing the cause while looking for solutions demonstrates effective project control and commitment to delivery. Question 10. A project team is working on a complex product and has adopted a phased delivery approach, releasing foundational components first, followed by incremental feature sets. This strategy is primarily aimed at A. Reducing the overall project budget. B. Minimizing stakeholder involvement. C. Gaining early feedback and delivering value incrementally. D. Eliminating the need for detailed planning. Answer: C. Gaining early feedback and delivering value incrementally. Adopting a phased or incremental delivery approach for complex products primarily aims to gain early feedback and deliver value progressively. By releasing foundational components and subsequent feature sets, the project can validate assumptions, learn from real-world usage, and adapt future development based on stakeholder input. This strategy reduces risk, enhances responsiveness to change, and ensures that delivered solutions remain relevant and valuable to the end users. Embracing incremental delivery fosters continuous learning and adaptation, leading to more successful project outcomes. Question 11. The product owner on an Agile project is continuously adding new, high-priority features to the backlog mid-sprint, causing the team to consistently miss their sprint goals. From a delivery performance perspective, what is the best immediate action for the project manager, Scrum Master in a Scrum context, to facilitate? A. Request the product owner to stop adding new features. B. Educate the product owner on the impact of scope creep and the concept of a stable sprint backlog. C. Encourage the team to work overtime to accommodate the new features. D. Reprioritize the entire product backlog with the product owner. Answer: B. Educate the product owner on the impact of scope creep and the concept of a stable sprint backlog. Continuously adding new features mid-sprint, also known as scope creep within a sprint, disrupts the team's focus and leads to missed sprint goals, directly impacting delivery predictability. The most effective immediate action is to educate the product owner about the importance of a stable sprint backlog and the negative consequences of unmanaged changes, reinforcing the concept that sprint backlogs are committed for the duration of the sprint. This conversation helps set clear expectations and reinforces Agile principles for predictable delivery. Effective project management involves guiding stakeholders towards practices that support optimal team performance and consistent delivery. Question 12. A project manager uses a Kanban board to visualize workflow and manage tasks. They notice that there is a large number of tasks queued up in the testing column, while the development column is relatively empty. What does this indicate about the project's delivery flow? A. The development team is highly efficient. B. There is a bottleneck in the testing phase. C. The project has too many features in scope. D. The team needs more developers. Answer: B. There is a bottleneck in the testing phase. A large queue of tasks in the testing column on a Kanban board, while preceding columns are empty, is a clear visual indicator of a bottleneck in the testing phase. This means that work is flowing into testing faster than it can be processed and completed, hindering the overall flow of value delivery. Identifying and addressing such bottlenecks is crucial for optimizing delivery performance and ensuring a smooth, continuous flow of work. Kanban's visual nature is specifically designed to highlight these areas where flow is constrained, allowing for targeted process improvements. Question 13. A project team is preparing for the final delivery of a complex system to the operations team. Which of the following is most critical to ensure a smooth transition and successful operationalization of the delivered product? A. Providing a comprehensive list of all project risks. B. Conducting a detailed post-mortem meeting for lessons learned. C. Ensuring complete and accurate documentation, training, and support plans are in place. D. Presenting a final project budget report. Answer: C. Ensuring complete and accurate documentation, training, and support plans are in place. For successful final delivery and operationalization of a complex system, comprehensive and accurate documentation, adequate user and operational training, and robust support plans are paramount. These elements ensure that the operational team can effectively use, maintain, and troubleshoot the delivered product, maximizing its value and preventing post-implementation issues. While other options are important for project closure or organizational learning, they do not directly contribute to the smooth transition and ongoing success of the delivered product in the same way. A thorough transition plan is essential for the long-term success of any delivered solution. Question 14. A project manager is overseeing a product development effort. Stakeholders frequently request changes to requirements, even after development has begun, leading to rework and missed deadlines. To improve delivery predictability and reduce rework, which action should the project manager prioritize in managing scope? A. Implement a strict change control process requiring formal sign-offs for all changes. B. Conduct more frequent meetings to capture all requirements up front. C. Negotiate with stakeholders to reduce the total number of requirements. D. Adopt an iterative approach with shorter cycles to incorporate feedback frequently. Answer: D. Adopt an iterative approach with shorter cycles to incorporate feedback frequently. When stakeholders frequently request changes, an iterative approach with shorter cycles is often the most effective way to improve delivery predictability and reduce rework. This allows for frequent feedback loops and enables the project to adapt to evolving requirements in smaller, manageable increments, rather than dealing with large, disruptive changes later in a predictive lifecycle. While strict change control has its place in predictive environments, an iterative approach naturally accommodates change and provides a more agile response to evolving stakeholder needs, enhancing delivery efficiency and value. Question 15. A team delivers a software module, but it fails to integrate with an existing legacy system during the final integration testing phase. This leads to a significant delay in the overall product release. What was most likely overlooked in the delivery planning or execution? A. The project schedule was too aggressive. B. Acceptance criteria for the module were insufficient. C. Integration testing was not performed early and continuously. D. The team lacked domain expertise. Answer: C. Integration testing was not performed early and continuously. The failure of a module to integrate during final testing, causing significant delays, strongly suggests that integration testing was not performed early or frequently enough throughout the development lifecycle. In modern delivery approaches, continuous integration and early testing prevent such late-stage integration issues. Waiting until the final integration phase to discover compatibility problems is a common pitfall that can severely impact delivery timelines and increase rework. Integrating components frequently and testing them continuously helps identify and resolve issues promptly, ensuring smoother final delivery. Question 16. A team is developing a new product. After delivering the initial features, market research reveals that the product is not resonating with the target audience as expected. From a delivery performance perspective, what should the project manager emphasize next? A. Focus on delivering the remaining planned features quickly to meet the original scope. B. Conduct a thorough review of the current product, gather more user feedback, and adapt the product roadmap. C. Allocate more budget to marketing and sales efforts to increase adoption. D. Assign blame to the business analysis team for insufficient requirements gathering. Answer: B. Conduct a thorough review of the current product, gather more user feedback, and adapt the product roadmap. When delivered features don't resonate with the market, the primary focus should shift to understanding why and adapting the product roadmap to better meet market needs. This involves gathering more user feedback, conducting further market analysis, and making necessary adjustments to the product's direction or future features. Simply continuing to deliver the original planned scope without addressing market feedback risks delivering a product that lacks value. Effective delivery performance goes beyond just completing tasks, it ensures that what is delivered is valuable and meets market demands. Question 17. The project manager is reviewing the latest project status and notices that the project is significantly under budget, CPI equals 1.25, but also significantly behind schedule, SPI equals 0.75. The project must be completed by a fixed deadline. What is the most important consideration for the project manager regarding future delivery? A. Capitalizing on the budget surplus for other organizational initiatives. B. Focusing solely on improving cost efficiency further. C. Developing strategies to accelerate the schedule while maintaining quality. D. Reducing the scope to meet the fixed deadline within the current budget. Answer: C. Developing strategies to accelerate the schedule while maintaining quality. Given a fixed deadline and a significant schedule delay, SPI equals 0.75, the most important consideration for future delivery is to focus on accelerating the schedule. While being under budget, CPI equals 1.25, is favorable, it doesn't automatically solve the schedule problem. The project manager must prioritize strategies like crashing or fast-tracking to get the project back on track to meet the deadline, always ensuring that quality is not compromised. Simply reducing scope might be an option, but acceleration should be explored first, especially when there's a budget surplus that could be used for schedule compression. Question 18. A project team is working in an environment where requirements are highly volatile. To ensure that delivered features remain relevant and valuable, which characteristic of the delivery process should be prioritized? A. Strict adherence to the initial project baseline. B. Formal, infrequent stakeholder review meetings. C. Short feedback loops and adaptability. D. Extensive upfront documentation of all potential features. Answer: C. Short feedback loops and adaptability. In environments with highly volatile requirements, prioritizing short feedback loops and adaptability is crucial for effective delivery. This allows the team to frequently present working increments to stakeholders, gather immediate feedback, and quickly adjust plans and priorities to incorporate new insights or changes. Strict adherence to an initial baseline or infrequent reviews would lead to delivering outdated or irrelevant features. Embracing change through rapid iteration and continuous learning is key to delivering value in dynamic environments. Question 19. A project manager is conducting a sprint review. A key stakeholder expresses concern that the team is delivering features but not adequately addressing critical technical debt accumulated from previous sprints. How should the project manager address this delivery-related concern? A. Explain that technical debt is a normal part of software development and will be addressed eventually. B. Add all technical debt items as high-priority user stories in the next sprint. C. Facilitate a discussion with the product owner and team to strategically balance new feature development with technical debt resolution. D. Instruct the team to stop developing new features until all technical debt is resolved. Answer: C. Facilitate a discussion with the product owner and team to strategically balance new feature development with technical debt resolution. Technical debt, if unmanaged, can significantly hinder future delivery performance by increasing complexity, defects, and maintenance effort. The project manager, or Scrum Master in a Scrum context, should facilitate a discussion among the product owner, who manages the product backlog, and the development team to strategically integrate technical debt resolution into the ongoing work. This means finding a balance between delivering new features and paying down crucial debt, often by allocating a small percentage of each sprint to it or scheduling dedicated debt reduction sprints. Ignoring technical debt or halting all new feature development are both extreme approaches that can negatively impact value delivery. Question 20. A project team is having difficulty getting user acceptance for delivered increments, despite meeting all documented functional requirements. The project manager suspects that the true business need is not being fully captured or understood. Which activities should be emphasized to improve the likelihood of successful delivery acceptance? A. Increasing the frequency of technical design reviews. B. Collaborating more closely with users to define and validate acceptance criteria. C. Implementing more rigorous quality assurance testing. D. Conducting daily stand-up meetings with users. Answer: B. Collaborating more closely with users to define and validate acceptance criteria. When users are not accepting deliverables, even if functional requirements are met, it indicates a disconnect between what was built and what truly satisfies the user's needs. The most effective way to address this is to collaborate more closely with users in defining and validating clear, unambiguous acceptance criteria. This ensures that the team understands precisely what "done" means from the user's perspective, incorporating both functional and non-functional expectations that contribute to user satisfaction. Active user involvement in defining acceptance criteria significantly improves the chances of successful delivery and adoption. Question 21. A project has just completed its final delivery of a major system upgrade. The project manager needs to ensure that lessons learned from the entire project lifecycle, particularly concerning challenges and successes in delivery, are documented and shared for future projects. What is the most effective way to achieve this? A. Distribute a survey to all project team members asking for their feedback. B. Hold a dedicated lessons learned meeting with key stakeholders and project team members. C. Delegate the documentation of lessons learned to the project administrator. D. Store all project documentation in a central repository for future reference. Answer: B. Hold a dedicated lessons learned meeting with key stakeholders and project team members. To effectively capture and disseminate lessons learned, especially regarding delivery challenges and successes, a dedicated meeting or workshop involving key stakeholders and project team members is most effective. This facilitated discussion encourages open dialogue, identifies critical insights, and ensures that experiences are formally documented and understood. While surveys and documentation storage are useful, a collaborative meeting provides the depth of insight and shared understanding necessary for organizational learning and continuous improvement in delivery practices. Making lessons learned a shared experience helps embed best practices across the organization. Question 22. A team working on a new hardware product release is struggling to meet the planned delivery date due to unexpected component availability issues. The project manager has identified that procurement is the critical path. What is the most effective approach to mitigate this delivery risk and improve the likelihood of meeting the deadline? A. Re-estimate the procurement time based on the new information and adjust the project deadline. B. Initiate a change request to remove the affected components from the product design. C. Expedite procurement efforts, explore alternative suppliers, and consider parallel activities. D. Increase the budget to outsource the entire component manufacturing process. Answer: C. Expedite procurement efforts, explore alternative suppliers, and consider parallel activities. When a critical path activity like procurement faces delays due to availability issues, the most effective approach to improve the likelihood of meeting the deadline is to actively mitigate the risk. This involves expediting current procurement, immediately exploring alternative suppliers for the necessary components, and investigating if any subsequent activities can be performed in parallel to gain time. While re-estimating the deadline is a possible outcome, proactive mitigation is the preferred first step to maintain delivery targets. Focusing on risk response strategies for critical path items is essential for schedule adherence. Question 23. An Agile team consistently misses sprint goals due to late identification of technical complexities within user stories. This negatively impacts delivery predictability. Which activity, typically performed during backlog refinement, could help improve this? A. Expanding the definition of done to include more acceptance criteria. B. Ensuring user stories meet the definition of ready, door, before entering a sprint. C. Increasing the velocity target for the team. D. Holding more frequent sprint reviews with stakeholders. Answer: B. Ensuring user stories meet the definition of ready, door, before entering a sprint. Consistently missing sprint goals due to technical complexities often points to user stories that are not adequately prepared for development. The definition of ready, door, establishes criteria that a user story must meet, example clear, feasible, testable, before it can be considered for a sprint. Ensuring stories meet the door through thorough backlog refinement helps front-load discussions about technical complexities, dependencies, and sizing, leading to more predictable sprint execution and improved delivery performance. A well-defined and followed door is a crucial gate for predictable Agile delivery. Question 24. A project manager discovers that the delivered product increment, though functionally complete, has significant performance issues that were not identified during earlier testing phases. This impacts the perceived value by the end users. What aspect of quality management was likely insufficient in the delivery process? A. Quality assurance activities. B. Quality control inspections. C. User acceptance testing criteria. D. Requirements traceability matrix. Answer: A. Quality assurance activities. Significant performance issues discovered late in the delivery cycle, impacting perceived value, suggest that quality assurance (QA) activities were likely insufficient. Quality assurance focuses on the process to prevent defects, ensuring that the project processes, methods, and practices are effective in achieving quality outcomes, including performance. While quality control inspects the deliverables, QA ensures the process of creating those deliverables is sound. Had robust QA been in place, it would have identified weaknesses in performance testing methodology or environment early on, preventing the late discovery of these issues. Emphasizing process quality through assurance helps prevent issues from occurring in the first place, leading to better delivery outcomes. Question 25. A project manager is leading a global project with team members and stakeholders across multiple time zones. The project relies on frequent delivery of working increments. What is the most effective way to manage communication and feedback to ensure effective delivery coordination and stakeholder alignment? A. Schedule all key meetings during a universally convenient time zone for everyone. B. Rely primarily on asynchronous communication tools and shared online platforms for updates and feedback. C. Appoint local representatives in each time zone to disseminate information. D. Limit the number of stakeholders involved in delivery reviews to avoid complexity. Answer: B. Rely primarily on asynchronous communication tools and shared online platforms for updates and feedback. For global projects with dispersed teams and stakeholders, relying primarily on asynchronous communication tools and shared online platforms is the most effective way to manage communication and feedback for frequent delivery. This allows team members and stakeholders to contribute, review, and provide feedback at their own convenient times, reducing reliance on real-time meetings that are challenging across multiple time zones. While some synchronous meetings are necessary, optimizing for asynchronous communication ensures continuous information flow and feedback, which is vital for agile and iterative delivery across geographical boundaries. Choose communication methods that best suit the team's distributed nature to foster collaboration and transparency.